Hey guys, this is Miss Harrington here, and we are going to continue working with commas commas with tag questions. So yesterday on Tuesday, you should have looked at the practice number 2 that was also on tag questions. So we're going to still be working with tag questions, but this is going to look a little bit different than what you looked at yesterday. So let's just review what tag questions are. So it says tag questions, sometimes called question tags, are phrases added at the end of a sentence that run a declarative sentence into an interrogative sentence. So when you're looking at a sentence that has a tag at the end, the sentence starts off as a declarative sentence, just a statement, but then at the end, we're throwing in a question, which turns the end of the sentence into an interrogative sentence. A comma separates the tag question from the rest of the sentence. A question mark is the ending punctuation. So even though the sentence starts out as a declarative sentence, it's still going to end with a question mark because it ends as an interrogative sentence. So let's look at an example. So the sentence just says, "You're late." So we could add a tag question to that and make it, "You're late, aren't you?" So "you're late" would be the declarative part of the sentence. We separate the declarative part of the sentence with a comma, and behind the comma, we add our tag question with a question mark at the end. So let's look at what we're going to do with today's practice. The directions say rewrite each sentence below using a tag question from the list. Remember to add the comma and the question mark. So if you look here, we have 8 sentences that are just declarative sentences. They're just statements. Our job is going to be to pick a tag question from this list in the box to add to the end of these declarative sentences. So I'm going to do 1 through 4 with you, and then you're going to pause the video, and I want you to do 5 through 8 on your own, and then check to see if you chose the correct tag question for the end of these sentences. So let's start with number 1. The sentence says, "James should apologize." Well, when I look at this sentence, the subject, James, I know is referring to a boy. So when I look at the list of tag questions, I want to pick one that has that pronoun he, because again, James, our subject, is a boy. So the first one that I see that would make sense would be, "Shouldn't he?" So then our sentence would say, "James should apologize. Shouldn't he?" So we're going to write this on number 1. James should apologize, comma, to separate, shouldn't he? And we end with a question mark. All right, let's look at number 2. Our statement says, "Your favorite sport is football." So in this sentence, we're talking about a sport, which is a thing. So when I look at my tag questions, I want to pick a tag question that has a pronoun that replaces thing. So like looking for the pronoun it. So when I look through the list, the best one that I see would be, "Isn't it?" So then our sentence would say, "Your favorite sport is football, isn't it?" So we're going to put that together in a sentence. Your favorite sport is football, comma, isn't it? And then we add that question mark at the end. All right, so going on to number 3. The children are very polite. So in our statement, our declarative sentence, our sentence has the subject children. So it's more than one person. So I want to pick a pronoun that could replace children in my tag question. So I want to look for words like they. So looking at the list, the best one that I see would be, "Aren't they?" The children are very polite, aren't they? So let's add those 2 pieces together. The children are very polite, comma, aren't they? And then you have that question mark at the end. All right, so we're going to do one more together. So let's look at number 4. Lisa's mother isn't angry. So in this sentence, this declarative sentence, our subject is mother, so we're talking about a girl. So we want to pick a tag question that has a pronoun like she or her to replace Lisa's mother. So when I look at the list of tag questions, I would use the tag is she. So then my sentence would say, Lisa's mother isn't angry, is she? So let's put that together. Lisa's mother isn't angry, comma, is she? And that question mark at the end. So far, let's go through our list and let's mark out the tag questions we've already used. So in number 1, we used shouldn't he? In number 2, we used isn't it? In number 3, we used aren't they? And then in number 4, we used is she? So now I want you to pause the video and I want you to complete 5 through 8 and then push play on the video again to check your answers. All right, so now that you had a minute to pause the video and attempt 5 through 8 on your own, let's talk about the best tag questions to add to the ends of these sentences. So number 5 says, she wants to go with us. So when you looked at this declarative sentence, you would have seen that the subject is she. So we're talking about a girl. So we want to choose a tag question that has she or her in it. So the one you should have chosen here would be, doesn't she? So your sentence would say, she wants to go with us, comma, doesn't she? With a question mark at the end. For number 6, the puppies went to good homes. So looking at your declarative sentence, you have puppies, which are animals, which are things, as your subject. So you want to choose a tag question that would fit your subject, the puppies. So the best tag question that you could have added to the end of this sentence would be, didn't they? So your sentence would say, the puppies went to good homes, comma, didn't they? And then have your question mark at the end. For number 7, you'll give me a ride. So in this sentence, oh, I'm sorry, lost my place. You'll give me a ride. So in this sentence, you're talking about you, a person. So looking at your choices, since I see you, which I see you'll, which is you will, the first thing I notice is I have 2 tag questions that have you in them. So would it make sense to say, you'll give me a ride, don't you, or won't you? Well, reading those 2, you should have chosen the tag question, won't you? So your sentence would say, you'll give me a ride, comma, won't you? With your question mark at the end. And then the last sentence, Seth won't cut in line. So when I look at this declarative sentence, Seth is my subject. That's typically a boy's name. So you're going to add a tag question that has a pronoun for a boy, like he. So the best tag question you could have added here would be, will he? Seth won't cut in line, comma, will he? And then, oh, we already have a question mark right there. All right, guys, I hope you were able to correctly complete 5 through 8 on your own. If you're stuck on anything, please go back and watch the tag question practice video from Tuesday or rewatch this practice video with tag questions. Until next time, guys.